Well, welcome back, my fans. Thank you. As the gbedu dey happen, as the gist is happening, is coming, is uploading. I promise you one thing that I'm going to unfold it on this my channel. Yes, my fan, as it is happening now, is what I am bringing to your doorstep. Okay, Ondo pastor, in the person of Pastor James, has pregnanted a 13 years old chorister, that is a choir lady who was deformed in his church. I hope you got I hope you got what I'm saying. That in Ondo State, a pastor just pregnanted a 13 years old chorister who was deformed. My fans, a chorister who is 13 years old, that is, and what actually happened is that Pastor James actually has already pregnanted this girl, this chorister, once, and had an abortion, had the baby aborted without the knowledge of their parents. Now, today, he has been caught on the web that he repeated the act. Okay, my fans, sometimes I wonder what some churches or uh, some churches actually practice in the art of our Lord Jesus Christ. A pastor is like a priest if it is in Catholic Church. Now you are heading a congregation, you are representing Christ, you are Christ-like. Why must you be caught in this act of neglecting, not even, but pregnanting underage chorister in your church and having that child aborted once and actually repeated it without the consent of the parents of the child? My fans, please, I just want you to understand that some churches has made it impossible for some people or some person to actually want to be a born again. If actually a pastor could pregnant a 13 years old child who actually was participating in the worship as a chorister because she was deformed, done it once, removing the child once, and actually repeating it again. Now today it is in the web of the police, Ondo Police Command, resting. The case has been alleviated. Now it will shock you that actually, because of it is he is a pastor, why this case actually was brought to book today was that the parents of the girl actually wanted to make peace, and he refused because that young lady, that chorister whom he impregnated, was deformed. So according to him, he cannot marry a deformed lady, but he can be able to pregnant a deformed lady. So my fans, please, I want you to react to this video because for me it is heart touching. So our children are not safe in the church anymore. Our children are not, our world are not safe even in the church anymore. So my fans, as the story is going, this Ondo pastor by the name Peter James has committed this act. He was taken and was interrogated, and he admitted on committing this act. Now, my fans, in my comment section, what do you think that the Ondo State Police Command should do to this pastor? Number one, they are pressing charges for rape. Number two, they are pressing charges for pregnating their daughter, and you know what it means. If actually that lady who happened to be impregnated by that pastor was above 18 years, as Nigeria constitution will have it that any child who is above 18 years is an adult, but in this aspect this child is below 18 years, just 13 years old, and this pastor has first of all impregnated this girl before and had that girl aborting her child without the knowledge of their parents, and now repeating it again. And when the parent try to call him to order, that he knows that they know that you are a man of God. It has happened, it has happened. You are not married, but you are a man of God. Maybe let's just discuss it at his family. Let us come into compromise, and you should get married to this lady so that the matter will die off. But the pastor refused. Even one of the assistant pastor who actually don't want his name to be mentioned actually encouraged Pastor James to actually accept the responsibility of this girl who he has pregnanted. Pastor James actually refused to accept the pregnancy. Now he is now facing charges in Kano State Police Command. Okay, my fans, I want you to follow me as I give you the full detail as it has happened, or as it happened. Let's go, my fans. Ondo pastor Peter James allegedly impregnates a 13 years old disabled chorister. The operatives of the Ondo State Security Network Agency, codename Amotekun Corps, have commenced a probe after a 13 years old disabled girl was allegedly impregnated by a pastor in the Odigbo local government area of the state. The pastor, whose name was given as Peter James, was, until the incident, the pastor in charge of the Christ Apostolic Church, Modebayo Okegboro, Odigbo local government area of Ondo State. The pastor, who had earlier been arrested and quizzed by the operative of Amotekun Corps, was dragged to the palace of the traditional monarch of the community, Elijah Moses Ogumoyewa, for allegedly impregnating the minor, said to be a member of the choir of the church. According to a source close to the family of the victim, who also has a minor deformity, the pastor had earlier allegedly impregnated their daughter and aborted the pregnancy without their knowledge. The family source told the publication that during the interrogation at the palace of the Oloja of the community, the clerk had earlier confessed to being the one who impregnated the girl. The family added that the confession was documented by the monarch and other members of his subjects. Trouble reportedly started when the pastor later denied ownership of the pregnancy. Now, The matter was later intervened by the zonal headquarters of the church, but all efforts by his colleagues to persuade the pastor, that is Pastor Peter James, to accept responsibility for the pregnancy proved abortive. According to the mother of the girl, Mrs. Victoria Bernard, the pastor denied the pregnancy because of the girl's deformity. She called on the government, organizations, and public-spirited individuals to intervene in the matter and help the family. The zonal headquarters of the church in Ibruwo town declined to comment on the matter. However, one of the pastors who did not want his name mentioned said the issue is currently being handled by the church headquarters in Odigbo town. That is the latest update, as Pastor James actually impregnated a 13 years old chorister in his church.